Well, in our last story of the day, just when you thought Antifa was staying in their parents' basement and they were hiding, well, now they're back out here causing a bunch of ruckus, causing a scene, protesting, going after police officers, doing all sorts of stuff. Antifa and radical leftists descended upon a straight pride parade event in Modesto, California over the weekend in an attempt to shut it down. But cops in riot gear also showed up and reportedly fired pepper spray bullets and beanbags at the enraged counter-protesters who were forced to retreat from their unlawful assembly. Again, unlawful. We got video of this, folks, and it's quite long, so I actually want to play it. It is a couple minutes, but I think it's important to show and emphasize who Antifa is and the destruction that they cause this great country. We saw them burn down freaking cities. We see them breaking, businesses' windows, going in and looting in conjunction with Black Lives Matter. This is an outgrowth of the Democrat Party here. And you got to remember, Joy Behar in The View said, oh, well, these people don't exist. They're just an idea. They're not just an idea. They have active recruitment. They have actual books that you can get on their recruitment and their tactics. You had Andy Ngo go in and infiltrate them and do an entire book called Unmasked, which was exposing Antifa and the things that they've done, which are the actual fascists. But according to Joe Biden, it's the Republicans that are semi-fascist. Even though you have Antifa doing fascist tactics, doing certain things that mimic 100% fascism, but they're not called the fascists. And which is odd too, because Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire, if you read his book, he's talked about this quite at length on the show as well, he doesn't even consider Antifa fascist. I'm not on board with that. I think Antifa is fascist. If you look at the way they do their tactics, the way they dress, the things they mimic, it is very much the very same things the fascists did under Mussolini. So let's go ahead and roll this clip here of the actual protest, police coming in, using tear gas, doing all sorts of stuff with them. Here we go. So for those that are listening, some guy just broke a picket sign over a guy's back, and there's smoke everywhere. Hundreds of people.
In the name of the people of the state of California, I command all those present assembled at this location in front of Planned Parenthood to immediately disperse. If you do not do so, you will be arrested. Go south from here. Everyone in front of Planned Parenthood, go south from here. You have 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
And now they're trying to... Looks like they're trying to fight with the police a little bit here. Yelling at him, screaming. Police are shooting pepper pellets at him. Or beanbags.
Get back.
I would like to point out, you see that umbrella there? And just watch certain things that they're carrying, because you had these Antifa members and this group that came out to do an anti-protest against the ones that are protesting. And you can't actually carry that. We'll get into that moment. I'll show you the pamphlet itself, but hold on to that idea of the umbrella and other stuff here, because they aren't supposed to be carrying that. We'll get into that in one moment.
Get out of the road or you'll be arrested. Move.
I'm going to turn it down just a little bit for you, folks. It's just a bunch of screaming. So there's people still there. The officer said, hey, you got 5 minutes to clear out. This is an unlawful assembly, but they don't want to listen. And it sounds very reminiscent when people get, tackled by police, or they get beat up by police for resisting arrest, all sorts of things. They don't want to listen, and then they're shocked when they get freaking hit in the face with a beanbag gun or a pellet or whatever it may be. Then they're all upset and they want to file a lawsuit and all this other stuff. No responsibility for their actions whatsoever. So they're all wearing freaking pride flag apparel, masks. So carrying signs, abortion rights. One says only the struggle has won women's rights. They have like a guy throwing, which I actually agree with that sign in the back, throwing the Nazi sign into the trash. All for it. It's amazing because there are some things that they do that we actually agree with in terms of like some of their signs with throwing the Nazi flag. Nobody likes Nazis. We literally fought an entire war over Nazis. So I don't know what they're playing at. I mean, I guess they think that straight pride is somehow Nazi or something along. I have no idea. I try to make sense of some stupidity things that they push here, but trying to make sense out of something that you're just not going to make sense out of. So what's the details involving all this? Well, interestingly enough, police estimated that the straight pride parade at 30-ish people and their opponents brought anywhere from 125 to 150. So basically 5 times or more as much. No surprise, as local Antifa got itself into the lather, gleefully tweeting about how to shut down straight pride. They sent out like this tweet that has items banned, what to bring, safety tips. But I want you to look at the banned items here. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get a good shot of this. I want to try to bring it up for all of you. So it says what to bring: signs, banners, pride flags, noisemakers, chalk, etc. Water, rainbow/pride attire, which I kind of documented in that clip there verbally. But banned items, look at it says Modesto City Council has banned certain items during the event. Bring at your own risk. Not that, no, you shouldn't bring these, but kind of like bring at your own risk, like a nice little wink. Poles/sticks of any material bigger than, and it gives the size and diameter. Umbrellas, which we saw. Cardboard signs more than a 1/4 inch thick. And shields, gas masks, bandanas, helmets, and body armor. Man, it sounds like a lot of the things that Antifa wears, and some of which they had. We literally saw a guy crack a picket sign over a dude's back. Like just completely just shellac the guy. But, they're going to bring these things, which is a typical thing from Antifa. I mean, they got all sorts of stuff here, folks. Look at this. How can you help boost the flyer in social media? Promote in your meetings, group chats, newsletters. But remember, Antifa is just an idea, according to Jay Behar in The View, and also Joe Biden. They don't exist. It's all a made-up thing. Everything that I'm showing you, that video, Antifa, Andy No's book, the footage that Andy No has, and the rest of the media, all these signs, it's all a figment of your imagination. None of this is real. We just saw in our first clip of this episode, folks, Karine Jean-Pierre gaslighting us on things. You saw Juan Williams said things about Joe Biden that Joe Biden never said. You have Joy Behar in The View saying they're just an idea. They're not real. You have Joe Biden doing the same thing. So everything I'm showing you, folks, you're actually just miraculously, magically seeing that with your own eyes. It's amazing. For individuals, come to the protest, boost the flyer on social media, tell your friends, and make plans to show up together. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a garbage flyer. I don't really like making fun of people's artwork, but man, it's not, I mean, you could put a little bit more effort in it. So that's what they have there. I want to see if there should be one more here. Yeah, safety tips. Come with your friends and stay together. Travel in groups when arriving/leaving. You may want to wear normal clothes and change into pride gear once you're in the crowd. Normal times they come into regular gear and then they'll switch into all black if they're Antifa. Get to know the area and be vigilant of your surroundings. Wear a medical mask to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Dress for the heat and stay hydrated to prevent heat stroke. I don't know if you saw that clip at the very beginning with that one officer dude just going crazy with the paintball gun with the pellets of pepper spray, just point blank, just unloading. I love cops should do that more. Look, if you're unlawfully protesting and you're not leaving the area, you should have a right to light up those people. Both Republican, conservative, Democrats, and independents. If you're breaking the law and you're not doing something you're supposed to, and they give you a warning of 5 minutes and you still haven't left, beanbags, pellets, like the whole shebang should just be unleashed as a volley on people and just have fun with it. Because at that point, you gave them a warning. They don't want to listen. Hey, you know what? Then it's up to them. Bring at your own risk. In other words, go at your own risk because now you're getting lit up. And I love that clip of that officer doing that. It was the 4th consecutive year that straight pride demonstrators gathered in front of the Planned Parenthood building on McHenry Avenue, the Bee said, adding that last year violence broke out as well. In fact, the paper said things got physical nearly 2 hours before the event, which was scheduled for noon on Saturday. The Bee reported that a scuffle broke out when a Proud Boy tried pushing past police, citing a straight pride supporter named Richard who didn't identify as a Proud Boy. Counter-protesters threw water bottles in retaliation, the Bee said, adding that at a blast of fireworks went off as well. I'm not a part of the Proud Boy stuff. The founder of Proud Boy, I don't know if he's on Joe Rogan's podcast or he's on another podcast, but they basically asked him about this whole like racism thing because the left will keep saying Proud Boys are racist, and all these other things. He literally said they're not racist. They're not for like that Nazi stuff, that they're not like the white power people that the left is making them out to be. I'm not a Proud Boy. I'm not, I have no affiliation whatsoever with them. I'm just basing and giving you the information that I know of, that I've heard of from the founder of Proud Boys. But they're going to still push the same agenda on the Proud Boys as they do like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles. I mean, anybody that bashes them, including myself probably one day, they just call us racist. None of us are racist. We want people to succeed in this country. We want, regardless of race, regardless of religion, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of whatever, we just want you to be successful. We just want you to do well. And I don't know why that's such a problem for the left to grasp. And I don't understand how they haven't got that message yet. I mean, Ben Shapiro can be only so clear. I can only be so clear. I want you to succeed. I don't want people to be racist. I don't like racism. It is evil. But for some reason, even as clear as you can be, it's not good enough for them, and they'll still call you racist. It's so baffling. Modesto Police Department spokeswoman Sharon Bear told the paper a smoke bomb caused a bush to catch fire, leading cops to declare the event an unlawful gathering. What are you doing with the smoke bomb? Like, what are you doing with that umbrella? Is it too hot out for you? Like, what are you doing with all this stuff? You know, why are you cracking a sign over a guy's back? More than 25 officers in tactical gear soon arrived. I mean, they showed up ready to go. Police fired pepper spray bullets, and counter-protesters reportedly injured at least 2 people, the paper said. Well, you probably shouldn't have been there. When they said leave, you probably should have what? Oh, you probably should have left. That's right. Adding that cops also used beanbag guns, which looked like orange shotguns. I mean, just pumping them right in the chest. Like I said, I don't care if you're Republican or conservative. If they deem it unlawfully, light them up. If I was there and you said you need to disperse, if you don't do so, we got all this stuff and we're going to use it, I would be expected to be, hit with pepper spray, paintball pellets that have pepper spray in them, beanbags. Like, that's my expectation. So good. Some people got hurt. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. 3 people were arrested as of Saturday afternoon for failure to disperse, Baird told the Bee, adding that 2 were aligned with straight pride and 1 was a counter-protester. None of the arrestees are local to this county, so they just shipped these people in. Quote, they came to us with batons. They jabbed us. They hit us. They hit the crap out of us. Oh, can I just reread that because it comes from a counter-protester? They came at us with batons. They jabbed us. They hit the crap out of us. They just beat the shit out of us. According to one counter-protester who got nailed by a pepper spray bullet, declining to give his name of the Bee. Of course he wants to decline to give his name because he's probably from Antifa. They don't want to give their name. They're not even real. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. Bring up their name. They're not real. All this is our figment of our imagination, you guys. It's just an idea. You're making all this stuff up. The president of Modesto Police and the county sheriff's personnel grew, the paper said, adding that officers formed a line and pushed counter-protesters back while the police forced and SWAT vehicles and the truck as well, equipped with cameras, basically just forced all these people back, which you guys saw in the clip itself. So there you have it. You have craziness going on with Antifa while Biden's in office. But remember, as you heard, Biden's supposed to bring everybody together. He's supposed to be the message of hope. Very similar to his predecessor, Barack Obama. Just supposed to end everything. We're all supposed to be seeing kumbaya as the president drives his country into the ground, drives the foreign policy into the ground. Everything's failing all around him. And somehow, Democrats are still keeping things close in these elections, you guys. It is that serious. Think about it. Joe Biden, as we all agree here on the Bald Brad Show, sucks at his job. He is terrible. Doesn't know how to do a damn thing. Literally a actual non-sentient human being running office. We don't know who's running the show. We don't have specifics. But his other person that could be in line is Kamala Harris. She sucks as well. Can't figure anything out. Republicans are doing such a bad job in the Senate and the House, you guys, that we are still close here. There's not going to be a red tsunami. There's not going to be a red wave if we keep up this type of stuff. We need to get the message out. That's why these types of shows are so important. The left dominate us in the culture. We need to get Ben Shapiro out there. We need to get the Bald Brad Show out there, Steven Crowder, all these shows, regardless of if they censor us or not, we need to support one another. And that's why I still watch Steven Crowder. I watch Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, Andrew Klavan. I spend my time trying to watch everybody's show, yes, learning, but also supporting other conservatives out there. Folks, you're doing a phenomenal job. I don't want to make it seem like you're not. I just want to put an emphasis on we're not as close to winning this thing as we might think. Folks, as always, hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to leave a comment down below. It does help the YouTube algorithm. And I will see you tomorrow here on the Bald Brad Show. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.